communicating with your spirituality and the spiritual domain around you, it can be a really exciting process because you can actually ignite all the physical cells or the signal receivers that are inside your body. I know that inside every single one of your cells there are a lot of signal receivers, receptors that can be turned on and can receive information. So in order to really know how exciting it is that you get to be spiritual and physical at the same time, you want to be able to say, okay, what is my physical body when it's just in touch with this situation? Okay, I'm talking to an individual friend, I'm eating a meal, I'm doing household work, I'm washing dishes, I'm doing my paperwork at office, I'm driving a car. You know, what is it like for me just to be in my physical experience of life? And that way you can know the receiving end and the stimulations inside of your entire body at those particular moments. Now, what's so important to do is to be able to establish that baseline so that you can know how you respond in different situations when you are just tuned into the physical situation. Now, in addition, you might also want to take note what you're like with different emotional stimuli, and you're receiving emotional information from your environment as well as your own processes going on. So then now take stock. You say, what do I do when the environment's full of hecticness and anxiety and demand? How do I feel that? How do I receive that information? How do I respond when there's lots of anger outside and or inside? And how do I receive and record that information? How do I recognize it? And in essence, you are creating an understanding of your body's language so that you can know when your body is communicating with you about how it is responding to the information it's receiving in your physical world, in your emotional world, in the physicality, in your mental world, in the physicality of your life. Once you've kind of gotten very familiar with those aspects of who you are, then you can begin to explore what it means to receive signals that are from a totally different domain. The astral world, the spiritual world, the angels, the spirit guides, what it's like to receive psychic information or mediums or communicating with individuals that have passed over. How will your physicality be able to receive those informations and know that that information is not about the physical domain, but in other domains outside of what we can see and feel within the earthiness of this dimension, whatever you want to call it. Three-dimensionality will work for now, but we can even travel within the three-dimensional in a non-physical way, which has a whole other set of things to it in terms of astral projection, things of that sort. But if we're going to be present in the 3D world and then receive information from other than our 3D world, then you need to know what the receptors are in your body. The chakra system that was established in Hinduism way back, and there's lots of other systems as well, actually can help tune you into when you are receiving energy, prana, chi, whatever system of what you're talking about, when you receive energy and what it feels like. For example, I'll talk about Reiki for a moment. One reason I'll talk about Reiki is because it has been scientifically proven. It's used in hospitals, it's used in medical facilities, it's used during operations. Please look at my interview with Raven Keys, who has done a wonderful job making Reiki very accessible within the scientific and medical realms that she's lived in. So Reiki, look up my interview. It's on my radio show, drcarolfrancistalkradio.com. But Reiki is an energy that we have been able to measure, and we know that it's there. And yet it is a non-physical energy. People, however, can experience it. And when they experience it, it's in terms of vibration, fast movement, warmth, a kind of hot chocolate warmth. Sometimes it's in terms of really comfortable chill. It comes in all sorts of tingles. It comes in all sorts of different variations in terms of the way the body of an individual actually translates the messages of Reiki energy into a physiological reception of both the energy in terms of healing and also in terms of the way the body receives the communication of the Reiki energy. And that's just one example that I would give you. So let's just say for a moment that someone that you love would dearly like to talk with you. How are they going to be able to trigger you into going, ah, there you are. That kind of idea. And so when there are signals around you, like the blinking of a light, or the angel kisses is what one of my friends calls it, who lives in Spain, where she just has this chill up and down her body, tap on the shoulder. Some people say the glimpses out the peripheral of your vision, where you kind of see something's moving, but you look and nothing's there. There's all sorts of ways in which you can actually receive a physical signal that triggers you into realize that this is kind of an odd moment, something falling off that wouldn't otherwise fall off the shelf, the little signs that come around, the coincidences or synchronicities that come along, so that you begin to pay attention to the physical responses you have to all of these physical signals that you have. But wonder if inside you, somewhere, you can hear their voice. You can smell their presence. You can radiate that, they're here. It's a knowing that is other than the physicality, and yet because you're in a physical body, you might also be able to receive the message by the way your body is stimulated into being able to commune with the moment. So if, let's say, you feel something brushing up against your shoulder and you look and there's nothing there, is it possible then right after that moment you can just kind of settle into baselining what your body would normally feel in that room at that time, and then say, okay, keep talking to me, and then see if you can feel the stimulation beyond your typical physical responses to a normal, typical environment, and see if you can commune with the presence of that other individual. It's quite powerful. It's quite wonderful. It takes, for some people, a leap of faith until they can see, or they have proof to know, or is this my imagination? Is this my wish? Is this my narrative of healing I'm trying to create for myself? Or is this person actually with me? So understand that there is a little bit of that puzzlement. But if you just for a moment suspend any doubt and listen to the signals and ask for clarity and even proof that this is not just something you're conjuring up, that it's actually a presence that exists other than you, other than your mind, your heart, your need, that this is a presence that's outside your identification as you, that wants to commune with you. And often the proof will be there. Listen. You can listen with all sorts of your chakra systems. It's going to take a moment just to kind of tune into that. For those who don't know about the chakra system, please go investigate, and I'll talk about it in another video. However, for those of you that do know the chakra system, you might be able to tune in to one of your chakra systems that's very actively can tune in to different aspects of what's going on. So let's say that you have a friend that has died, passed over, and wants to connect to you. And maybe that friend was a heart friend, or that friend was an intellectual friend where you did a lot of thinking together. Or maybe you talked to that person and they talked to you, did a lot of hearing. So these systems may actually be activated in association with that other person, because that would be a familiar way of communing. In addition, as you have opened up your chakras, and as you know what it's like to activate the energy, to stir it into health, to waken it up, to clear it out, to clean it, to enjoy and do the dance of each of those, understand the different types of energy that seems to be radiated or experienced by your body, then you can sit in the baseline of that and say, okay, now activate my chakras in the presence of your pranic energy, your chi, your spirituality, and let's commune on the level of that. So, for example, those individuals who channel, or those individuals that feel the mediumship through their throat and there's a lot of communication, they may feel an activation of the throat chakra very lively through heat, through vibration, through an impulse to move, to use, to be utilized. They may feel a very, very strong sense of it here, as if this is the place that the energy is being directed and manifested. Individuals that are very keen on seeing and being aware of what's going on, their eyes, through the third eye, but their eyes can actually feel completely tuned into the clarity, the colors, the shapes, the movement, the wasp, even actually seeing the images of an individual, but they may also feel the heat, the imagery, the beauty, the connectedness through these regions of what's going on. Individuals that are very tactile, they're, so to speak, the chakra system of every cell of your skin, the tactile part of you, can feel the tingle, the touch, the pressure, the impulse of movement may be part of it as well, so that you can begin to feel as if you are being conducted, you are being connected with on that level. So, my recommendation to you is that you are preparing yourself to have better communication in your physical body. The spiritual domain is to go through this process. I'll talk to you later.